play comes with not understanding what sort of position you're in. So this common tendency, we're gonna talk about bailing out at the wrong time, feeling pressure and feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to pull the trigger. I think beginners don't recognize how many points are being won by unforced errors compared to forced errors. And at the end of the day, everybody puts their socks on the same way. Everybody makes mistakes. So I think you know, they're not understanding that if I put one more ball back in play from a neutralizing standpoint, not trying to be offensive, then good things can happen. My key phrase is get one more ball back in play and good things will happen. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that anytime you're off balance, anytime you're playing defense and you're sitting there thinking, shoot, should I pull the trigger? Think the other direction and let's focus on being a bit more disciplined and trying to neutralize and get up to the kitchen line. Kyle, things that you see here.
Yeah, I think when we use the term bailout, like Tyson said, it's really just we're not in the ideal position. Oftentimes we don't know what to do, so instinct just takes over, and we just think, panic, and then we just hit it hard and just figure, well, I'll either win the point or lose the point right here, but let's just see what happens. And so we want to improve our pickleball IQ to make it an instinct that anytime we're not in an ideal position or anytime we're feeling pressure, to trust our defense, not to try to play offense when we're in a defensive position and try to cut any corners. So I think especially in the pro level, the direction that we're seeing the game go is really high-level defenders. Those are consistently the teams that make it on the podium.
Yeah, I think too, anytime you're looking to speed up, your partner has to have a general idea that you're speeding up. Because how many times do you bail out when you're out of position and then that counterattack goes at your partner, but your partner's not ready for it, and then all of a sudden they end up with a plastic tattoo on their chest. So just keep in mind that you're only going to speed up, obviously, when you can tick all those boxes. When you're stable, when you're in the correct location, and then when you're in yellow. But there's no need to be selfish and speed up at the wrong time or to bail out at the wrong time and then now put your partner in a very bad spot.
Okay, so for the first drill, guys, we're gonna have myself being the teacher. Tyson's gonna go ahead and be the student here. My job is to hit some semi-aggressive, more push dink style, trying to move him side to side. What Tyson's trying to train is his instinct that as he's moving, as he's establishing position a little bit off balance, that all he needs to do is just make sure that he's locking that wrist and popping that ball up very shallow. So we want to use the term shallow. That's why we've positioned the cones about midway between the kitchen line and the net, because we want him to use his height. Height will give him a high percentage of making sure he makes the shot, as well as giving him time to get back in that ideal position. All right, here we go. So I'm trying to move him. That famous Tyson McGuffin lateral movement. We're really going to put that to the test here. Pretend that was in. Sorry.
Versus this is me bailing out. Okay? It's tough for me, obviously, to get ready for his counterattack as my weight's going that way. I'm basically saying here, hey, I'm just gonna bail out and see what happens. But when I bail out, not only am I in a bad spot, but now it's 1 versus 2. What's the likelihood of us winning the point as is 1 versus 2?
Yeah, okay? Slim. Unless you win the point right there, you probably lose the point. Okay?
Right.
So working a few more here.
Yeah, I call that a one-shot wonder.
Notice Tyson's height. He's playing with plenty of margin. And again, that's giving him time to reestablish. So every time he plays it, he's coming back and getting right in the middle. So he doesn't know which direction I'm going to go. And he wants to be equidistant between each of the spots that I might hit. Second progression on this drill is going to be the same thing, but Tyson's going to step back a couple of feet into transition. I would say when we think about bailout shots or using aggression at the wrong time, this is one of the most suspect areas for a lot of beginner and intermediate players, okay? Very challenging to choose the right ball to speed up from here. 9 times out of 10, the appropriate shot is just to play a shot with margin, more of a lifting style, either half volley or reset shot, to give yourself time to neutralize. When we try to speed up from here, we're usually trying to cut corners, and it doesn't normally work out very well. Okay, so Tyson's gonna go back, I'm gonna work him around. So Tyson's mentality, in addition to just wanting to get that ball up, is making sure that he's not getting beat by the net here, right? We'd love for this to land shallow in the kitchen.